Hello and welcome to Lights, Camera, Roll. My name is Tristan Powell.
And I'm Drew Vogel.
And we are the creators of the D&D show, Lights, Camera, Roll. Now this week, instead of releasing some episodes, because last week we had some technical issues that made it so we couldn't record our normal 2 episodes for the week. Mm-hmm. But so instead we're going to be releasing this interview video, and then on Thursday you can look forward to an official kind of like backstory and introduction video to the world of Calcia. But for this one, we'll be doing an interview between myself and Drew, and we have some questions we're going to be going through to kind of explain the making of Lights, Camera, Roll, kind of some of our personal stuff from behind that as well. All right?
Alrighty. Well, let's go. So, first off, who are you?
So I am Tristan Powell. I was born in Lincoln, Nebraska, where we record right here, and I am currently a university college student. I'm majoring in broadcasting and also a little bit into film as well. And I guess my goal one day is to hopefully be a kind of a director of film or produce some films. That would be really awesome. But for right now, I am the dungeon master of the show Lights, Camera, Roll. And I've been having a great time with it. And I guess a fun fact about me is that I've traveled to, I think, like 10 different countries in the world. It's pretty fun. My goal one day is to hit every continent, and I think I need Australia, South America, and Antarctica are left. So one day.
Someday.
Yeah. All right, Drew, who are you?
I am Drew Vogel. I co-produce here on Lights, Camera, Roll, mainly in the audio and podcasting side of things, and I also help set up the cameras and stuff. I recently, back in August, graduated from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with a degree in broadcast production and a minor in, well, not a minor, it was a concentration in music technology. And as you can see from that, I am big into the audio side of things. Like, I really enjoy the podcasting side, and that is kind of a goal of mine. If I could work professionally in podcasting, that's a dream of mine. Just because I listen to a lot of different podcasts, and that's where I get a lot of my entertainment, like Night Vale, My Brother and Me, and shows like that. Super into those, so yeah.
Nice.
I guess, fun fact, I haven't even ever been outside the United States. Hopefully that changes someday because, yeah.
All right, we'll get you out there.
Yeah.
Traveling with Lights, Camera, Roll.
Yes.
Europe.
Coming to Europe, yes.
I think we need to go to Antarctica.
Yes.
So we can hit your goal and my goal with one.
Let's go. 2 birds, 1 stone.
There's like 20 scientists down there but I mean, good likelihood that they play D&D down there.
Yeah,
so. Yeah. Possibly. All right, let's go to the next question. Nice.
So, what got you into D&D?
So I got myself into D&D. So going into college is when I first really started D&D. Things like that. Before college, in middle school and high school, I had heard of D&D and I knew it was a thing. But other than that, I really had no exposure or knowledge of what D&D really was besides like a nerdy game people used to play. And like that was it basically. But then I came to college and the people on my dormitory floor were playing Dungeons and Dragons and I was like, ooh, that looks cool. Maybe I'll try that someday. And then I actually ended up getting a house with some of those guys who were playing D&D. And then every Friday at our house, we had D&D night where like 6 people would come over and like the whole, like from 6 to 12 at night, 6 hours straight, we'd play Dungeons and Dragons. And that's when I got hooked. And I was like, this is awesome. And I like looked forward to it the whole week. And that's really when I got into it. But yeah, and then kind of going from that, kind of the natural progression is like I moved out of the house, so I didn't really hang out with those guys anymore. But I still wanted to play D&D, and I had some friends who wanted to play D&D as well. And as all D&D goes, I knew how to play, they did not, so I was now the Dungeon Master. And that's how I became a Dungeon Master for Dungeons & Dragons. Really started living that. So, Drew, how did you get into D&D?
Well, similarly, I didn't really play it that much when I was a kid. I again knew it as kind of a nerdy game that some people would play, but then summer 2016 happened and Stranger Things came out and I binged the whole first season in one day.
Oh yeah.
It's a fantastic show, obviously. But what really got me into it was the next summer when I really started getting into the McElroy Brothers podcast, like My Brother and Me. And then off of that, I found out that they also did another podcast called The Adventure Zone, which is a D&D podcast where they go through a campaign, which was DM'd by Griffin, and Justin and Travis and their dad all were characters, and it's just a great story, and they did a really good job of like creating those characters and creating a story that was really compelling. And that's really what I love most about D&D, is that it's like it gives you this opportunity to create a story and create characters, and it's just a really great game for people who like to be creative, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say probably my favorite part about D&D is just how much it brings people together, and because like you can hang out with your friends, but you're like everyone's kind of like doing their own thing. Usually, like someone's on their phone, some people are talking. But D&D, I think, is one of those. It's really encapsulated the like escapism.
No, yeah,
that
for
we
sure.
that we definitely love now. But then also like human interaction, and I don't think anything else does that as well as Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
Because you get to create, like the Dungeon Master gets to create a whole world, but then each player gets to create their own person in that world, and then the player gets to affect the world as well. And I think, because I've had some of my best just like friendship moments with D&D now, I'd say. Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna move out to the next question right after. All right. Next question.
All right. So, what started Lights Camera Roll?
So I guess I officially started Lights Camera Roll, and I guess the idea kind of came to me this last summer, which was the summer of 2019, when that was the first time, kind of like I said before, I started DMing for a group of friends, and it was the first time I had DM'd like a campaign for months straight, and that's really when I got my bearings as a DM and kind of got things out. Like I'm an okay DM. I'm definitely not the best DM out there.
Good at it.
But I'm okay at it, and I got to the point where I could be comfortable being on a show like this DMing. And like I think ultimately what a DM does is makes it so the players have a good time. Yeah. And I think I can do that okay.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, so, perfect.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what matters. But actually, so during the summer, I had started DMing, and I was like, like schools, college is starting. A lot of those friends are moving away, but I still wanted to be playing D&D, but also have a good excuse for why to be playing D&D.
Yeah.
So being a broadcasting major, I had some production experience and putting on shows in the studio before, and so I knew. Currently, we're at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln in the journalism building in their studio, and I knew that here during college, I had a lot of resources available to me that once I left college were not going to be available, and it was going to cost way more money to try and put on a Dungeons and Dragons show like this. And so I knew I had resources, and I knew I needed to get a little bit more that I had to invest in myself to get things started. But I knew I had to take this chance because there was never going to be a time in my life that was going to be a good enough time to do it like this. And I mean, there's really never a good time to play D&D, but you have to make it.
Yeah.
You just have to do it, and that's what we did. And so it started with me kind of like getting some equipment together and piling some money into some equipment and things like that. But then that led to finding people for the show, and that's I knew I could do a lot of the show myself, like so pre-production and then post-production. I knew I could do a lot of, but I knew I couldn't do everything myself. So I knew I needed a helper, and that's when I was like, I know Drew, who has just because I knew he just graduated college and he hasn't really found quite what he wanted to do yet. So I knew he had some time on his hands.
Still looking.
He's still looking. He's going to find something. Yes. Great audio guy. But I knew. I texted you. I kind of ambushed you because I was like, "Do you like D&D?" And you replied, "Yes." And I was like, "I have him." Yes. And I was like, "Hey, I'm putting on a D&D show. Would you like to come on and like help me make it?" And that's basically where you come in.
Yeah. So what started Lights Camera Roll for me? Pretty much the same, but really it started way back when I was a junior during the fall semester of 2017 when we took an audio production class together, where we the legendary Rick Alloway was the professor, and one of the things we had to do in that class was take a 2-hour block on the university radio station KRNU and be live on the radio. And I had a Monday night shift. I think it was between 6 and 8 o'clock. And Tristan had the shift right after me, and like he would come in and we would talk about different projects we were working on, like just different stuff we were working on, and how we liked different kinds of the same things like Night Vale and stuff. And so yeah, we just kind of became friends that way. And then fast forward another year, and we took a cinematography and videography class together, and we knew each other from the audio class, so we just did all the projects together pretty much.
Yeah, because I think we basically only knew each other in that class. Yeah, ended up doing all the projects. And then did a huge project at the end that I kind of same as here, I'd like dragged you into. Yeah. Was like, Drew, help me. So.
And that project is Family Radio, which was our final project. Yeah. And I did the title sequence for that for another class I was doing. But yeah, that was a really fun project, and we worked really well together on that. And then, again, fast forward another year, I just graduated back in August, and then moved into my a new apartment with one of my friends. And it was like the weekend I moved in, and Tristan's like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" I'm like, "Sure. You can come over to my new place and then play Smash." And I suck at Smash, but whatever.
Well, you had said you played Smash, and I was like, okay, you must
I play a little
lot.
bit. No, I don't play. It was like, yeah, but I suck.
You're fine.
No, but yeah, Isabel, no. But
I was mean.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he was like, yeah, you want to play D&D? I'm like, yes. And do you want to help work on it? I'm like, yeah, because I currently have a part-time job, customer service. It's a fine job, but I would like to do something that's creative, keeping myself in the production mindset so I can eventually have a job like that, maybe producing audio for film or podcasting or whatever I do. Yeah,
and like when I came over, that was really like, I had a whole typed up like 2 pages of like, this is what is involved if you were to join the show.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, and more so for you because I needed you. Because I knew you were a podcast guy. Yeah. And my experience is more of video production, kind of like setting up the cameras and video editing and things like that. But I knew you had knowledge of like distributing podcasts and things like that. Because I wanted it to be a YouTube show and a podcast. Because I know like Dungeons and Dragons works so well as both. And so you could like kind of hit both markets really. But yeah, and also to take some of, I knew you were good at audio editing. But just to take some of that off my plate as well to help that out. But yeah, I came over and was like, okay, Drew, you want to do this cool thing? Awesome. It was like, would you be able to commit to 5 hours a week for one night? And please sign here that you will be involved for the entire year.
The whole semester binding contract, no.
Yes, and then signed in blood. But yeah, but then I knew I had Drew on, so that's so from then I could expanded to getting players ready, and then the summer before, when I had DMing for some friends, a group of friends I had been DMing for, I had asked them if they wanted to be players on the show, because I was kind of thinking about it back then, and all of them said like, oh yes, of course. And then so Allison Lund, who's currently a player on the show, she is the only person left from that group that actually still said she could do it, because as all D&D goes, everyone wants to, but nobody can. So. But Allison finally came on, and then Allison, Mitch, Faye, and Angela, the other players who liked camera roll, are all in the film program at UNL, and I'm involved over there a little bit, so that's how I knew a lot of them. And Allison was the only player that actually knew how to play Dungeons and Dragons before I asked her, and then Angela, Mitch, Faye, and Drew are all completely new players, and that was just exciting for me to bring onto the show. Because I knew the show's not meant to be perfect in any way, and it's not meant to be like, this is the best Dungeons and Dragons show. Like, no, not at all. I mean, it's a show meant for learning, because I knew when I put it on, part of it for me is just to get an experience producing a show, and getting stuff like that, but also just to keep playing Dungeons and Dragons and having fun with it. And being able to bring in 3 completely new people and have them on the show, I thought was awesome because they get to, in a weird setting, much more formal setting than normal, like learn to play Dungeons and Dragons. And I think that kind of, so that's kind of where Lights Camera Roll came from.
Yeah,
it's just the need or the want from both of us, I think, just to continue getting some production experience, but also just keep playing Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah. All right, let's go on to the next question.
Next one. So, where do you see Lights Camera Roll going?
So where I want Lights Camera Roll to go is I think we can grow a little bit more. I think we're currently at like 33 subscribers on YouTube, and that's awesome. And then I think we have
like 100 plays on the podcast side over the 10 episodes, which is pretty good for a podcast.
Current listeners? Is it like 9?
Estimated about, the estimated audience size is about 8 or 9.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think we can definitely grow from there. And I'm not expecting anything amazing. It's like, but just like, the more people we get, because right now, I think we have a pretty good group of our friends listening right now.
Yeah.
And there's a few people that we don't quite know as well that are listening. But I think if we could get some more people that we don't actually know listening, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But
share this video.
Like and subscribe, please.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. They might like us.
Yeah. Click the subscribe button. I don't know where it's at.
It'll fly around. But yeah, and then, so I guess the plan right now is that we'll be going through up to the new year, and then, we're, most of the people except for Drew are currently in college right now. And so our semester ends in December, so we'll be taking a break in December until the semester starts again the next time. And then the next semester, we'll go the whole next semester as planned, and then hopefully kind of finish out the story arc. We're going to get to kind of a closing mark, I think, in December, hopefully, for the campaign, and probably in Vimeo, possibly. So something might happen in Vimeo coming up here.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, yes. But yeah, I think next semester we'll, come to some kind of resolution for the current campaign. But yeah, I don't really know where what's gonna happen with it after that, because I know I'm still in college. I don't know what Drew's gonna be doing by then. I hope you get a job in LA and are successful out there and move out there.
Hopefully that would be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. So we may have some people kind of ebbing and flowing out. That might work. I know for the summer we'll probably take a break. We might. Maybe if you're still around, maybe like just kind of continue the podcast. Because right now, being in college really allows us to put this on because we have access to the studio, and also a lot of our camera equipment comes from, and a lot of our microphones come from the university. So being in college really allows us to put on the show right now. So during the summer, might take a break, might do maybe a podcast version.
Yeah.
If that's still happening. But then
we could do that.
When school starts the next year, I'm currently a senior. I'm about to be a super senior. But yeah, I'd like to keep going with it and just see where it takes us. But I guess the main thing for me is I could care less about like how big we grow or how many people listen. I guess like one of my personal I guess mantras or something is like, if I can just make one person smile with the things that I create, like it's worth it for me, because like I made one person smile. But I know we're making at least like 2 people smile with this, so we're gonna keep going. But yeah, I think for me, like the real upside to D&D is that and the thing you need for D&D is that the players are enjoying themselves. And even though this is a show, it's like the most important thing for me for Lights Camera Roll is that all the players of Lights Camera Roll are enjoying themselves. Yeah. And for now, I think we're really doing that well. So
yeah,
awesome. Drew, where do you do anything else to add about where Lights Camera Roll?
I mean, I think you said it pretty well. I mean, yeah, I also love doing this. Like, keep doing it. Like you said, we could grow, but it doesn't really matter. Just basically using this time to, meet new people, Allison and Angela and Mitch, and getting to use this as a opportunity to play D&D and build up a portfolio to boost my chances for a job, I can speak English. But I mean, we could get bigger, we could not. Either way, it's a fun show, and I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I would like to get to 100 subscribers. I think we'll do a fun event for 100 subscribers if we ever get there.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty doable.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, I guess one thing I'm working on right now is to get in some fun backdrops for the players right now. And then we had some fun. I liked our backdrops for the Halloween episode.
That was fun.
That was really good. But I'm working on maybe some lighting stuff or some kind of backdrop for the players, because I know that I'm tired of just black behind.
Yeah.
It's very yes. With our lattice work right now.
Yes.
But yeah, so I guess that's just some technical stuff. And then each episode, something goes wrong, as you've seen. But we just add it to our list of, well, don't do that next time, or check on that next time. But and just getting better at doing the show.
Yeah.
And I think, we're definitely, like, compared to episode 1, we're doing so much better, so much smoother. And it's really just a learning experience, and just I think just seeing where we go. It's part of it.
Yeah, that's the other great thing about this show. It's a way you can learn from mistakes without it being a huge financial burden. Right now.
Because we're not sponsored by a huge company that's like, why did you mess up?
Yeah.
We're like, well, it's just us.
Yeah.
And
sorry about it.
And there's always another episode.
Yeah.
So. But yeah. All right. I think we're on to our final question.
Yes.
Right now.
All right. So what's been your favorite part so far of Lights, Camera, Roll?
Oh man, my favorite part so far. I think it's not a specific moment, really. It's kind of just, like I said before, so you, Angela, and Mitch are all really new to D&D. It's your first time playing, so yes. So you're new to D&D.
Very new.
But just, but seeing you guys, and even Allison, because I think Allison's played a little bit, but it's just like all of you players, just like seeing you guys grow as players is really awesome as the dungeon master. And just like seeing you guys experience stuff that I've kind of set up, and you guys are like, what? Like all the great moments, and just having you guys kind of come together too. Because like I guess I didn't say this before, but like all of you players, except for Allison and Angela, you guys really didn't know each other before starting the show. Because like I knew all of you, but really like all together, you really didn't know each other almost at all. But I think as we've been playing, you guys have actually have really become a party in the game and kind of outside the game too. It's like we have a really great time before and after each game session now, just kind of chatting, and it makes the night go long, but that's okay. So I guess that's my favorite part is just kind of seeing everybody grow and come together has been the best part for me. Yeah,
I mean, similarly, one of my favorite parts has been getting to play D&D and meet these new people, and honestly this whole project has been really fun. I don't know if I can pick one favorite part of it. Playing D&D, getting to produce something, it's all great. I mean, I don't know if I could pick one favorite part.
I guess I will say, I think I did really like when you guys went down into the kind of underground ruins. I had fun DMing that.
If we're talking about favorite scenes, add on killing the owl bears.
Yes, oh my gosh, because that's, you guys came out of the ruins. And legitimately, I was like, well, because NPCs can attack, they just don't have any modifiers, but if they roll, a natural 20, they do pretty well. So that was crazy. And I was totally unexpected, and was like, you know what, this is just a thing now. So.
Yes.
But I think overall I'm super happy with how the show's going, and I can't see I can't wait to see where we go from here. So
similarly,
I think, we can only get better. So
for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for this interview on Lights, Camera, Roll. We may do some more of these with some of the other players eventually, kind of get their look at Lights, Camera, Roll. And then also maybe I know we really do it now, but maybe we'll possibly do some kind of like character dive-ins with the players on
That'd be good.
their playing, because you're playing Peleus right now.
Peleus the monk.
And we don't know too much about Peleus, but I think we're about to find out some more.
The end of the last episode, yes.
Yeah, as we've just gotten to your like house with your sister.
Yes.
That nobody knew about. So
including no.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna get to know Peleus a little bit better next time.
Yes.
But yeah. So be on the lookout for some of those interviews, and then be on the lookout for Thursday for the official Introduction to Calciel video. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and share with any of your friends that you think might enjoy some D&D shenanigans and fun times.
And if this is your first video you're seeing of us somehow, the podcast is anywhere on Pocket Cast, Anchor, Spotify, maybe Apple Podcasts. I still haven't figured out if we're on there yet.
We're working on that.
Yes. But you can check us out on YouTube or many of your favorite podcasting apps as well.
Yeah. As always, have a good night. Bye.